That's why you have that there, Josh.
Oh, well, I mean,
Leah, Josh, this is my turn to talk. Okay,
Yes,
we'll get to you. Let me open the party up. It's Leah from Wes and Leah 102.3 XLC, and it is time for another happy hour on a hump day. Grab your drink, relax, join us. We're going to be talking about beer and wine and libation. That's what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm.
John McGuire from Visit Lake County. If you listen, John is on once a month with us on Thursdays. John, you coming in tomorrow? You bringing me goodies?
Bright and early, yes. We'll be
sporting
refreshments.
John tells me he just picked up my Mai Tais for tomorrow morning at 7:30. So tune in to Wes and Leah, and I will be having Mai Tais. Yes,
tropical dress required.
Why do you get Mai Tais at 7:30, Leah?
Deb, if you want to come in, you could come in. You invite John in every month, and it just so happens I get him twice this month. And that is before I introduce our guests, or I let them introduce themselves. Visit Lake County. You guys do incredible things, and we are. How many years have you been doing this with the Libation Trail?
This is the third year we've done the full-blown thing. We started assembling it about 4 years ago. And we're up to 30 destinations in Lake County that serve craft beer, wine, and distilled spirits.
Now, I know that like everyone kind of just picks on me and it's make fun of Leah. Leah, mispronounces things. Leah doesn't know things. My husband, I get, because I'm wearing one of the shirts that, you can have. I gave it to my husband because he's a big brewery guy. He likes to travel around the Lake County area and visit all those breweries. So I'm like, perfect. Guess what? You get this before anybody else does. And John, he looked at it, and you want to know what he said? What's the libation? Remember when I asked you that? Everybody knows. Not everybody knows. So explain for those of us like me and my husband, and I know there's somebody else out there that doesn't know what that means.
Actually, we looked it up once, and it's more of a verb.
Okay.
Like your celebration with drinks that go along with it. It's more of an action as opposed to a thing.
Okay.
So libation is enjoying good times with people around with a glass in your hand.
And that is exactly what we're doing today. So cheers, my friends. For the next half an hour or so, we're going to be talking about drinks. And I would like to introduce our guests for tonight, at least for the time being. There's a couple other that might jump in, some surprise guests. But first, a regular, if you will, Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh from Blackburn Brewing Company up in the Northland.
Up in the north there.
In the north woods of Round Lake Beach, Illinois.
You guys have been open for a couple of years now, right?
So we started distributing beer out of Zoom Beer in Waukegan back in 2019.
That's my neighborhood.
I grew up in Waukegan.
I grew up in Waukegan too.
Look at us.
Man, walk down, what?
Yeah.
Family.
So, but we opened the tap room in Round Lake Beach, where I also lived for 10 years of my life. Bought my first house there. We opened that right in the tail end of the shutdown last year, so January of 2021.
So it's been a couple of years, feels like some days a decade, some days.
I mean, it feels like a million years.
Right.
It really, like opening a business through this pandemic has like put a lot of extra grays on my head, other than the ones that are from my 4 kids.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, you're doing something right. Mike Wells says great time at Black Lung last Sunday. What happened there last Sunday, Josh?
Oh, we had a really epic day Sunday. Started out with our very first ever poses and pros, our beer yoga, which we have a pretty small space, so we only can accommodate about 12 people, but it was comfortable. We had a good time. We were doing beer mosas with Wilhelm, our Weissenbach beer, and then that led into live music later in the day by Cam Wysorek, who is just an awesome local musician and algebra teacher at a local high school.
The two go hand in hand, music and algebra.
He actually is always joking with his students a lot of the math problems he does work out somehow into musical arrangements, and they got to guess what song it is. The guy is very inquisitive.
How can you hate math when you have a teacher like that? That's awesome. Mike says Cam was excellent and the bartender was working hard. So
cool. Good to hear, Mike. Thank you.
Some good
Thanks for coming out, man.
And at any time during this broadcast, if you have any questions for our brewers and our wine, what do you call yourself, Deb? A winery?
Well,
a winerist?
Yeah, so I'm an enologist. So I have a degree in enology and viticulture. So enologist just means the fancy term for making wine. And viticulture is grape growing, which is the harder part of it, frankly, because you can't control it. So hence 2019 and 20, where we lost close to 90% and 40% of our crop. So the pandemic didn't hurt us just in that respect, as far as, being shut down a little bit. It actually, the weather didn't help any, just because everything we make is from grapes that grow here on our property or in the Midwest. So
and when you say here, because it's not listed there next to your name, where are you from? Where are you?
Thank you. I should have done that instead of, yeah. So, so Deb Trombino, the name of our business is Vigneto d'Albino Vineyard and Winery. We are located in Antioch, Illinois, about a mile west of the tollway.
She's more north than you, Josh.
Yeah, we are. We're in north than you. Yeah, absolutely.
I have seen your sign on Route 173. I've driven by it many times. I'll have to turn in there.
And you need to stop in. But I'll forgive you, because we actually are open only Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for tastings. Our season starts in March. For the tasting room, it ends at the end of December, but during all of the months we do pairing dinners and things like that. But we make about 18 to 20 different wines during the year, different parts of the year. All of them are made by me, but my family owns the business with me. It's a family-owned business that I started with my father, and my sisters help out when they're in town, and they do the fun parts like the harvest and stuff. And nobody likes the spring pruning because it's never good weather. So, it's been a venture. It is our 9th year in business. Oh, wow. So we opened the tasting room in 2013. I should say the vines were planted though in 2009. So over 10 years. But my first wine I made in 2011 and opened the tasting room and gift shop in 2013. So yeah. It's been a long time, and it seems like yesterday, frankly. So right. Josh, it'll seem like it'll be 10 years, and it'll flown by, and your kids will be like 20. No, I'm kidding.
The kid thing is real, because I can't believe I have a 12-year-old kid. That's just amazing.
Is it a boy or a girl?
The 12-year-old's a boy.
Oh well, that's the hardest part, I think.
That was my least favorite age, 12.
It is. Yeah, they should skip middle school. Skip it. Yeah.
Was 7th grade not?
It is a bit rough. It is a.
Then the pandemic hit, and I was like, dude.
It's the hormone
Let's not even
thing
talk
happening.
about pandemics and kids, because I got a 3-year-old that's only ever known pandemics, so it's just the whole thing is weird.
Oh yeah, that's true.
She doesn't understand public in like restaurants.
Hopefully we're getting back to a little bit more, and I think
so. Yeah, I think
we are, and it's nice, and it's nice to be open, and it's nice to see people coming out again more and more. So still be safe.
Right. So Deb, you say that your tasting room, your season starts in March. Have you been open then for the Lake County Libation Trail, or how's that?
A little bit, because we do a lot curbside pickup.
Okay.
And people call me. So, this is a part-time, full-time gig for me. So I work remote for my other position, and I have been known to open up the winery all the time. So also we do pairing dinners. So our pairing dinners attract a lot of people. And so yeah, I have lots of people who talk about the Libation Trail. It's a really good group. Thanks, John, for putting it together.
Sure.
I did a really fun event with another Libation Trail member a couple Sundays ago on the 13th with Copper Fiddle Distillery in Lake Zurich. And he poured his spirits. I poured my wines. I give a certain percentage of everything poured to the charitable organizations, Canines for Comfort. So a friend of mine started it, Therapy Dogs, near and dear to my heart.
Awesome.
All of our cash tips go to that organization, but I'm going to start a program this summer called Wine for a Cause.
Okay.
And so we're going to pick a wine that I make. The label's going to mirror whatever that is. Canines for Comfort will be first, but Parkinson's will probably be second. My mom was diagnosed a year and a half ago with Parkinson's, so I will do something with that. And but yeah, and then so we want to give back that way. We've always given back that way, but I want to do it like formally. So, but this was a start. I mean, and I'm telling you, the distilleries, it's so fun to go to the different places. It was so cool to see what they do and how they do it, because I know nothing. I know about winemaking. That's why it would be fun, Josh. I'll come visit you and you just teach me all about beer making, right? So,
so speaking of, Tom Foster has a question. Has anybody ever made a chocolate wine there, Deb?
Well, that's a really good question. I actually just made a chocolate covered berry wine.
Ooh.
And so I actually made it in November or December. It actually is a Sabre Vaux vine, which we have 9 rows in our vineyard. It's probably the most prevalent vine we have and the most resilient. It's got a strawberry cherry flavor, so I sometimes make it into a Pinot Noir-like feel.
Okay.
A dry wine, but I actually took it and I added a sweetness of chocolate. So it actually has a berry flavor on the front end, chocolate on the back end. It has a slight bit of a sparkle to it. So it's really kind of a fun wine. Our chef makes a really great spiked hot chocolate with it, which you could do yourself, or she made a Black Forest cake with it. So anyways, good question, because it's very timely. I'd never made a chocolate wine until just last year.
Does it have a name?
Chocolate covered berry wine.
Chocolate covered berry wine. Very
just like a chocolate covered cherry.
Yep.
Josh, and you mentioned Chef Deb. Those wine dinners you do are awesome. I mean, we've been to that, and it's a lot of fun. The pairings and just the atmosphere. When you pull in the driveway, you feel like you're pulling down up to a vineyard in Napa almost with the vines and the building.
Thanks.
It's just a real cool atmosphere.
We've got a lot of I appreciate that. You know, we've got a really good loyal following of. We usually sell, like I mentioned, my chef I've been working with for a long time. Her name is Lori Pixler. She is special ed teacher at Hersey High School by day. She has got occasionally catering as her business, and she does a 4-course meal for me. She incorporates our wines in the meal. I pair a dry and a sweet wine with each course, and then we do entertainment as well, like Josh does for dessert. So found some acoustic guitar, jazz, a little bit of piano sometimes, and found a really good guitar singer, which I'm going to turn into some type of a Friday night wine, music, and food thing. So that doesn't sound like a very good name, but I'm thinking
that's a great name.
Brainstorm later.
But yeah, it's a really fun thing. I wish I could actually sit down at my pairing dinners and have a meal. So it's there. We always have a theme, by the way. This February was Mardi Gras. So and then chocolate is March. And then we even do things like gourmet grilled cheese. That's in April. So really fun event if you want. And it's a boutique thing. So our tasting room and gift shop, John knows, is fairly small, max of 30 people. It is just a really fun event. Yep.
And how can people keep up with all the events that you have going on there, Deb?
On our website. So on our website is all the information under the events page for everything. Everything's there for this year with the themes and the dates. The menu will not be there until 2 weeks before. A week or so the previous month. So, but if anybody needs anything, there's info at vignettodelvino.com on the website. It comes directly to me, and then I can, and we do private events too. And we have a space for private events. So bridal showers, but weddings or bridal showers, bachelorette parties, things like that. So yeah, so it's fun.
Again, if you're just joining us, Lake County Libation Trail month is going on right now. This is the last weekend, and we're just having some beverages, talking wine, talking beer. If you have any questions or comments, like for you, Josh, at Black Long, the creamsicle. Marla loves it. I love Marla. Cheers, Marla. I'm sure you know.
What is that? Josh,
cheers,
tell me what that is.
Marla. Thank you. I love the creamsicle too. It's actually our hard seltzer brand Fizzy. And we do with Fizzy so far, we've done creamsicle, black cherry, and blackberry. And
blackberry.
they've been.
I think I want to try the creamsicle. Do you have that?
That one we will have to bring back soon. Yeah, that's all out right now. But we got black cherry available at the tap room, and it's nice. It's lean. It has 90 calories, no gluten.
Oh, who cares about the calories, Josh?
Yeah, well, me. That's why I made it.
I would like to point out, by the way, since we are doing drinking and stuff, this is not water. Okay, this is a seltzer. So I just don't want you guys thinking I'm like, not joining in on the fun. I swear I'm not pretending. This isn't high school. I'm actually having a
seltzer with ice in it.
There is, because my mom got them out of her garage and she was like, these are warm. I'm like, I don't want a warm seltzer, Mom, but thank you for bringing them. Right. And now, Josh, I mean, breweries have come a long way. Usually people are like, oh, stay with your beer, that's what you guys do. But there's
we want people to have a good time. And, sometimes you bring your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife and they don't drink beer. So we make it a point to have options for everybody so that everyone can have a great night. We really push our music and stuff too. So we want it to be a place where everybody can come and it can be a third space and they can enjoy themselves. So we have hard seltzer, which we make in-house. We also bring in hard cider from Eris, which is a Chicago cidery. Okay. And we have non-alcoholic beers as well for people who like those. And we always have Sprecher root beer and Sprecher root beer products for kids when people bring their kids in.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We were talking just a little bit ago about the yoga event that you had, and I am a yogi myself. I can't believe you didn't text me and let me know about that.
Oh man, well I got a spot for you.
Next time.
Absolutely. Yep. March 13th, the Sunday.
Josh, who do you partner with for that? Because I've done a yoga in my vineyard before. Who do you partner with?
We use one of our beer tenders is a certified yogi instructor.
That's awesome.
And she does a really great job.
So since I missed out on this and you have one coming up, where can people get all the event info? Do you post it on your Facebook?
You can always find it on our you can always find it through our Instagram or our Facebook. It'll take you to our website, blackburnbrewing.com, and then we have a shop on there. We actually call it swag if you're pressing the button, and you can buy a class right there.
Cool. And do you guys get a lot of messages, both being a brewery and what do you call yourself again, Deb?
A winery.
It's a winery.
But like you making the wine. What is that
Enologist.
called?
An enologist.
An enologist.
You say winemaker, Leah. That's fine.
Winemaker.
Okay, you got to dumb things down for me, please. Do you guys get people that come in or message you? I know somebody asked about the chocolate wine, but do you guys have people message and say, hey, is there can you make this, or where do you get your ideas from for your next product?
That's funny.
Who's drinking?
Yeah. So I recall. So this is the deal. When I went to school, my mentor winemaker was Chris Lawler at Galena Cellars. So if anybody's ever been to Galena Cellars, I learned she was that's where I went. When you take a degree, you take classes, but you also have a place to go, right? And she called herself a master blender. I remember that. She has an enology degree, I think from California. She's just an awesome winemaker. But I remember her telling me that. And the way that I come up with some of mine is just literally blending other things I have. I might have not enough of this or not enough of that, and I blend it together and I make a particular wine. Last year I made a Vino Colada. So it was like drinking a pina colada. But it's wine. It will be coming out in the May timeframe. But it's going to have a twist on it because I'm actually using a Somerset wine, which is strawberry flavored. It's in my front vineyard with a Concord that I get from a vineyard just down the road, which is cherry. So, and it's a little more heavily cherry. So and it's got another Edelweiss wine, which is like a Riesling. And so it's very fruity. And then I add a little coconut for sweetness. And so it truly is like drinking a pina colada. So I'm going to call it Vino Colada or Vino. And now if I have to say it again, I don't think I'm going to say it, but I'm going to put cherry in the name. But anyways, yeah. So to me, at odd times, I think about things that I want to make or do, and it's usually dependent on what I have and how I want to blend it. So to answer your question shortly, that's how I typically do it. Or I do have some people say, do you do this or do you do that? And sometimes I can do it. And we don't do fruit wines. So okay. I don't do any wines made from fruits, although our wines have fruity flavors. They're all grape wines. So, but I do have people that come in and buy specific wines and ask for things. And, but usually it's just me coming up with blending something.
Like Tom right here asking how much for a bottle of the chocolate covered berry wine.
Yeah, our berry wine is $23.50. Actually, it's $23.95, but we always give a 10% discount for new clients. So it's sad that I know this. It's $21.56 plus tax.
Not sad at all. Just means you've been in the game for a while.
Yeah.
That elevator pitch is absolutely dialed in.
Yeah. Again, this is the last weekend. Visit Lake County doing the Lake County Libation Trail Month. That ends. I don't even know what date it is anymore. I don't even know what year it is. To be honest. And it's not
2-3-2-3-2-2. Sorry,
2-2. Yeah.
It's not 2-2-2-2-2 anymore.
That was yesterday.
It's not Tuesday, which was my dad joke to my kids. They thought it was awesome.
Oh, you want to hear my dad joke? When is a calendar a horn?
When is a calendar a horn?
I don't know.
It was yesterday. 2-2-2-2-2.
Oh God.
No.
Yesterday was Tuesday.
Yes.
I guess a lot of people got married on Tuesday. I don't know why, but why would you want to get married with everybody else? But anyways.
I don't get that either. But
so bottom line is you have until the 28th on the Libation Trail.
Is that Monday?
Monday, yes.
So that's why we were talking about that.
Yes.
Okay.
So our challenge is that you have to go to 5 of our partners and check in on the little mobile app that we have for Libation Trail.
Is good.
And if you check in at 5 or more, you can win one of those T-shirts like Leah's wearing today.
There you go.
And it lists all the partners on the back, and it's a highly sought after collectible. So.
And even though our tasting room at Gift Shop is not open, I'm around. So phone number's on the website. Somebody texts me. They're more than welcome to check in.
Yeah.
We had one of our customers that checked into 29 locations. Janelle, she's a music photographer.
Yeah. She is, and she was here. Yeah, was she there last weekend? Because she came into I was making wine. I was making actually Summer Splash on Sunday, and she came in, and I did a tasting for her. So was she there this weekend, Josh?
We were her first stop, and she actually came back the next day and did a bunch of pro photography for us and the band that we had playing 6-Speed Tranny, and she checked in, and she was really cool and gracious, and she said she was going to try to hit all of them.
And she has, because right, John, mine was the second to the last, and she was going to Harbor Brewing. Right after it on Sunday.
Yep.
But she told me she would come back and she asked me if she could use the vineyard for professional photography. And I said, oh, yeah, absolutely. As long as you send some pictures my way.
To Janelle Romanski Photography. Janelle, dear friend.
Janelle's awesome. She's really a fantastic soul.
Well, she used to be at XLC.
Yep. Worked with her for many of years. And she's just, she has many of talent. So I know I just missed her because I was at Harbor Brewing on Sunday and had missed what I guess was one of her last check-ins.
No, that was her last. I was her second to last.
So super awesome stuff. And it's just fun to do, going around, and you guys all, and I say this time and time again, wineries, breweries, distilleries, you guys all support each other. It's not like a competition that, who has it better. I mean, you guys go to one another's business. You're helping each other through this really hard time. And it's cool to see. It's cool to see.
I think the best thing is that we all really encourage each other to keep stepping up our game and making great beer and great wine. Because for every new person that walks through the door, it starts their craft beer, craft wine journey. We want to make sure they get started off right and they get something good in their hands that they enjoy. And then they go down the street and check out the next brewery and the next brewery and then come back to us. So
you mentioned working with Copper Fiddle, Deb. That's one of the cool things in the county is all the collaborations that we have. Here I've got one collaboration. It's a coffee stout that was done between Roaring Table and Mickey Finn's, and they
Yeah.
brought in Tala coffee roasters.
Oh, very
You know,
cool.
all these local businesses
Yeah.
that are collaborating, and you got some collaborations going on too, Josh, right?
Yeah, we've done some locally with Harbor. We've got a new one coming out. Not a new one, actually. This will be the third year we did our Thin Mint Scout Stout with Harbor Brewing. Kyle and I got together and devised this recipe for an Irish dry stout with peppermint and lots of chocolate. And it comes out every year. We put it out for St. Patrick's Day, so we'll be rolling that out around the 12th.
And the cookie sale time frame, because I was a mother of Girl Scout cookie sales, and this is the time, Josh. So there you go.
We do it with the Girl Scout cookie sales. It's not affiliated with the Girl Scouts, but we did play on that name a little bit, and we got a big release coming up on March 17th for St. Patrick's Day, where we'll have a big party, 2 bands, food trucks, and we'll put the Thin Mint Scout Stout out in cans.
That's awesome. How much do you produce a year, Josh, at your brewery?
We did our first year. We did 100 barrels. This year in our new location, we did 275 barrels, which is
wow.
I don't know who's a math person, times 31 and 70 gallons. And then this year we're hoping to get to 350 barrels, which is if you're looking at cases, I don't know. I guess barrels, it's times 31, so we'll say 350 times 31. That many gallons.
I realize tonight you might just be having whatever, not that they're not your favorites, but whatever's lying around. But do you guys individually have a favorite at your place that you tell people you have to try this?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
I do. Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, thank you. So at our place, we've got a little notoriety. I'm sorry, I keep bouncing my phone. For our Galaxy 503. So if someone's never been to our place and they do say that they like IPAs, we'll definitely steer them in the direction of our Galaxy 503. If they're new to craft beer and they're just kind of trying us out because we're local, and they're usually like an American lager drinker, we'll steer them to our Lakeside Blonde Ale, which is kind of named for Round Lake Beach. It's our Lakeside Blonde. The artwork on our can is representative of Round Lake Beach. And it's a really nice, easygoing, very approachable blonde ale.
Now, you mentioned wanting to or having something pretty much for anybody depending on where they're at in their craft brew journey, if you will. I meet people all the time that are like, I don't like craft beer. And I'm like, you don't understand. It's the same thing with wine too, Deb. People will be like, I'm like, no, there is something.
There's something for them.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you make different varieties like that, Josh. And that's why I make 18 different wines. I mean, wine drinking, like I'm sure beer drinking, is very subjective, right? What somebody might think is sweet or what somebody might think is dry is different. So, I mean, I'm drinking my favorite wine. We have 7 rows of a grape called Brianna. It is a cross between like a Sauvignon Blanc and a Pinot Grigio dry. By far my best, but I did announce something during COVID that I'm very proud of called Just Breathe. I named it for COVID because I think that everybody just needs to take a deep breath and yoga, Josh and Leah.
There we go.
John. And so it is a combination of a grape from Cornell University called Aramella, which is like a Sauvignon Blanc. And it actually combines with a Edelweiss, which is a Riesling. So it's a really good dry finish. It's got a fruity front to it. It's really a nice wine. But so, yeah, I mean, those are I'm a dry wine drinker and a white wine drinker. So those are my favorites. But
I'll drink red wine, and I get yelled at for this. I put ice in it.
So my fiance puts ice in it. And there's nothing wrong. You should drink your wine how you like to drink your wine. I'm not judging. I think it's ridiculous that people judge. So, yeah, some people like everything chilled. Our Frontenac is a deep cab look-alike, and my fiance drinks it with ice. So everybody says, should I do this? Should I do that? And I say you should do it however you want to do it.
Absolutely.
I think like with breweries like yourself, Josh, like Black Lung, or wineries that are local, if you're open if you're open to that, it's not going to taste like everything else you've seen in the world, and you're open to this really good product, you'll like it. If you're going to think, for me, like if it's going to taste like a California Cabernet, it may not exactly. But, you know, if you're open, Illinois has 105 wineries, 39 on the Northern Trail. They have really good wines at all of them. So, yeah, you just have to be open.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, I would tell a lot of people that we're not here to, at this point, to perfect American light lager. There's 2 companies in the country that have done that already, and they reproduce millions and millions of gallons of it a year, and that's not really what we're trying to do. We want to run through the styles, specialize in a few that we really like hazy IPA and adjunct stout, and then really try our hand at Dortmunder Export Lager, which we have coming out this Saturday, and Vienna Lager, which we have coming out this Saturday. So we're trying to.
What's Vienna Lager? I love Vienna.
It's more of like an amber lager with Vienna malt.
Okay.
It's got a little bit of a caramelly, I can't say the word right now, caramelly character to it. And we want to kind of explore some different styles and have some different varieties on for people at all times. So that's what we do. We have a lot of IPAs, quite a few stouts, and then a lot of different styles. Sorry, Leah, was I talking over you?
Oh, no. Peace out to my company that just.
Oh, I thought she was raising her hand like, Josh, shut up. I want to talk now.
No, I was peace out to my kid that just came in here for a charger. So, really
I've had to tell mine to be quiet twice now since we got on.
I mean, they don't listen. The more you tell them to, the less.
See, that's why you don't worry about that when you have adult children, because right now my adult children are 2 of them are in the city because they live in West Lakeview, probably at a bar drinking.
Well, mine is playing Fortnite and screaming at the top of his lungs.
Well, as we wrap up our little happy hour here, I just want to talk again. Even if your goal is to not hit all, how many are there, John?
30 stops 30. You could make.
You should hit all 30. Don't listen to Leah hit all 30.
That's the challenge.
That is the challenge.
Leah, you should just hit all 30 this weekend.
I was gonna say, John, let's make an actual.
Hey, Leah, TFTI. I didn't know you were going to Harbor Sunday either, and we're like 2 minutes away, literally.
Neither did I. I went and I got that Wisconsin gas, and on my way home, my husband and I were like, "Well, let's go spend the money we saved on gas at the brewery." So,
everybody wants that Wisconsin gas and those Wisconsin tickets.
Mike says he's going for it. Mike says he's going for all 30.
I think he said he did. Didn't Mike say he already did? No.
He said he had 5.
5, which if you do the 5 check-ins, that gets you on.
Okay. All right. Okay. So he's going to do the rest of them.
He says he's going to. Deb, I think we could do 30 in a weekend. We might need John to drive us around to do the 30.
We are actually working on some transportation ideas for people to make it a.
And I want to get in on that. Like,
nice excursion.
What if we did like a whole group?
Yep.
That would be actually cool to do like a libation tour thing.
And vlog it. Cool. Vlog the whole thing.
Let's talk about that next year. Are we doing this?
We're working on that.
Do we have to wait a year? Or can we do this like?
John, I think you send me, Kyle, these ladies, and Evan around and just let us vlog the whole thing, and we'll go hit all the breweries.
There you go. Yeah. See, Mike says bus trip.
Mike's on board.
We don't have to spend a dime on advertising. We get you guys to.
There we go.
On the pavement.
Oh man, well, it's been awesome hanging and chatting with you guys tonight. I really do appreciate you and everything that you're doing for the libations.
We appreciate you, and thanks, John. Thanks, Leah. It's great to talk to you guys.
Thanks
tonight.
for having us. Be part of this.
We're trying to make it easy for everyone. We got this QR code. You can go to visitlakecounty.org and log on, and it lists all the locations. You can check in if you want to, but just keep the list. And when you got a free afternoon or a free evening, stop in and see someone and support a local business. That's the bottom line, what we're trying to encourage here.
And of course, everybody can, if they're not going in or at a place already that's participating on the Lake County Libation Trail, they could go to visitlakecounty.org and you have everybody listed there, as do we over at 1023xlc.com. So it's been great, guys. I hope that, Yeah, cheers. I hope the
Cheers. Here's to a
continue.
great 2022.
And that's what I was just about to say. I
Gross.
feel like it's a good month. And let's keep the year going, guys. Cheers.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Take care.
Drink beer.